Hey there, Highlands. I'm Marissa Bowen.
And I'm Savannah King.
Broadcasting live from the Highlander News Studio in Fort Thomas, Kentucky.
And we're so happy to have you all back and tuning in for our Halloween news show.
As October comes to a close, so do the fall festivities. I got a chance to swing by Dent for a monster makeover. We've all seen Halloween makeup at its finest, from the big Hollywood pictures all the way down to carnival face paint. It's Marissa and I'm here at the Dent Schoolhouse, one of our many favorite Halloween haunts, to catch up with the Bud Strauss on how to stay safe this Halloween while looking great.
So obviously COVID-19 has thrown everybody and every business through a loop, but we've been working all year with attractions all over the United States. We've been working with local officials and even Ohio officials to figure out how can we open up the Dent Schoolhouse. So we are incorporating social distancing. We even have a full team that comes out with 6-foot sticks. To now we're limiting tickets to make sure that the waits are shorter and that we can manage the crowds that are on site of the schoolhouse. We had to get creative with monsters wearing masks, because obviously we don't want everyone just to look like they're wearing a medical mask. We have done like screen printing, so it looks like they have a full 3D face. We have sculpted latex monster bottoms. We also paint over just regular fabric masks. So while walking through the schoolhouse, it will be very hard to decipher a mask from just like a normal makeup, but I can promise you every monster is wearing a mask when you walk through. But the biggest thing is just starting. You can get kits from your local Spirit Halloween stores. You can also get them at Capples and Theater House, which are all local too. The biggest thing is just getting your hands dirty and just practicing and kind of understanding the basics and going from there. It's another way too to take your character to the next level. So if I could figure out how to do my own makeup, it was gonna make me scarier or look creepier or whatnot.
Bud and all of our other spooky friends at the Dent encourage us all to incorporate our masks into our costume this year. There's still plenty of surface space for monster makeup, endless possibilities for scary mask choices, and of course, bragging rights for being creative.
The last minute costumes or cheap costumes for 2020. Pop culture is a big thing you can kind of look at, find your favorite character, and you can easily find something at the thrift store that's gonna cost you a couple dollars. Throw it on, a little spray paint. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do, but you don't have to spend a lot of money to be spooky or cool or funny for, trick or treat or Halloween.
Despite COVID, with all these new tips and tricks, you're sure to stay safe and have a happy Halloween. I'm wishing you a great one and hoping to see you here at the Dent Schoolhouse.
Wow, I hope my makeup turns out that good.
I'm sure you'll give it a good try. We are so grateful that the Dent took the time to show us how to up our Halloween game this year. A fall festivity of our own, congrats to Sam Heelman for correctly guessing the library Halloween candy count. Hope you have a spooktacular Halloween weekend.
A little closer to home, that school musical is coming up. Julie put together a quick trailer to get you excited for what the theater department has to offer.
Middletown. Population, stable. Elevation, same. Things are fairly predictable.
It's not rare, but it's very lucky to be a person. Just a regular person.
Being able to live in the middle of all of our different ideas about life.
Time's going by, in the town, at the library, in outer space.
Since you don't know the end, you don't know what you're in the middle of.
Now I'm more just another Earthling.
No angelic stuff, no light.
Night is hard, you know?
Sleep tight, pretty Middletown. All is well.
Thanks guys, I know that's a performance that I wouldn't miss. Make sure to buy your tickets beforehand because there won't be tickets sold at the door.
Our theater department isn't the only program that has and will exceed expectations. Macy, why don't you tell us a little bit about the success in sports?
Thanks, Marissa. We'd like to start off by congratulating golfer Luke Moeller and runner Will Griffith for committing to the University of Northern Kentucky to continue their athletic careers. The boys and girls cross-country teams will travel down to Paris, Kentucky tonight to run in the state meet. Both teams come into this race as region runner-ups. We wish them the best of luck tonight. The football team is currently 3-4. The team hosts Moeller tonight for senior night and will close regular season with Campbell County next Friday. Speaking of football, a few of our fellow broadcasting members caught up to learn and see how things have been with this season.
As you all know, the Highlands football season is in full swing. As the Birds are approaching the playoffs, we caught up with some key players to see how the season is going.
I really don't think the lack of fans has affected us all that much because it really comes down to the team versus the other team, not who's in the stands, how many people are in the stands.
It's kind of weird not having the ozone and just not having a bunch of guys with us cheering us on every game, but we create our own energy out there. I think that's really what it's all about.
I don't think the lack of fans has really affected the game that much. I think it's made it easier a little bit in some ways. You can hear a lot better. Communication's a lot easier now. It's just not as much noise. I kind of like it.
My biggest motivation personally is just being able to play a season this year. I didn't know if I was going to get my senior year, and that was a big down for me, but I'm just glad we get to play.
My biggest motivation for this year is to win a state championship, and that's ultimately what it's all about.
There's a lot more procedures we have to go through, and just washing your hands, make sure you're always having a mask on, just stuff you wouldn't really think about during practice adds a whole new element. And really whoever responds best to it and has a good practice ends up winning most games.
With masks, 6 feet distance, and just stuff like that, we're trying to keep it safe as we can during practice and games.
Good luck to the Birds as they finish out the season and head into the playoffs.
Thanks, guys. The boys soccer team had a great run in districts, but unfortunately lost in the region semifinals. On the girls' side, the team won region for the 3rd year in a row. They fell short in PKs against Lexington Catholic last Saturday. We would also like to congratulate the soccer players who earned all-region recognition. These players were Max Ferris, all-region team, Braden Gilman, all-region team, Greta Noble, all-region, Chloe Bramble, region MVP, Kenzie Neas, Defensive Player of the Year. The volleyball team won districts against NCC last week. CC Schick was the district MVP, Laura Winkler and Madison Clore were all tournament team. Unfortunately, their season came to an end in the last round of region. We would like to congratulate them for a great season. Sign up for Ski Club. Grab a pamphlet from Mrs. Stevens in the main office. 30% off all passes, which include tubing and first-time lessons. Make sure to send them an email if you're interested. Deadline is November 5th. Any high schooler interested in swimming or diving for Highlands and has not been on the team in the past should go to the athletic department this week to sign up. This is only for athletes who are new to the team this year. Any boys grades 10 through 12 who wants to try out for the basketball team and is not playing football must have a current physical and be at the gym at 5:45. Freshman tryouts will begin on November 9th. Good luck to all those trying out for winter sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Macy. Glad to hear that everyone has been pushing themselves this season.
Attention seniors, please check your Schoology page for an update on senior pictures. See Ms. Brubaker if you have any questions.
If 2020 hasn't been momentous enough, the presidential elections are coming to a close. Here's a video for you guys on voting and what to expect this year.
November 3rd is right around the corner, and you know what that means, Election Day. We caught up with staff and students to discuss their reasons for voting.
I think when we consider the fact that our government is entirely dependent on people to check its power, but also to voice our opinion as to who's making the major decisions in our local, state, or national elections, the easiest way to do that is to go out and vote.
And you look at the struggles that people went through over the years, the suffragettes in the 1800s and the early 20th century. And you look at more recently, the 1960s, we lost a great civil rights hero over the summer named John Lewis. He was beaten at the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama.
We have other ways that we can participate, protesting, writing letters to our representatives, but voting is the most direct endorsement that every American voter has.
The way the Constitution was designed is to have a series of checks and balances.
The most important check that we have on any sort of power in this country is through the voting box.
If you're not voting, if you are not participating, it makes it easier for corruption to set in.
A lot of the politicians know that young people aren't going to vote. So if more young people vote, then the politicians have to pay more attention to young people.
I'm voting this year in this year's election because I want to be a part of any change possible, and I want to use the right that's been given to me.
I mean, it's important for your voice to be heard, even though you think that one vote might not change it. Sometimes it does.
Election Day is not just another day off school. It's a day where all Americans ages 18 and older can have their voices heard in government. Make sure to get out and vote on November 3rd.
Every vote does count, and we're pushing all eligible seniors to go out and vote before the election ends.
We're even holding elections at our school. Juniors, a link has been sent to your school email address for the junior class officer election. Polls will close on Tuesday, November 3rd at 11:45 p.m. Make sure to vote.
As we are nearing the end of our time today, we of course have to make our new show with a segment from Fisher. Well, Fish, give us a scare.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Fisher's Fun Facts on Friday, Halloween edition.
Fisher's Fun Facts on Friday.
Halloween was originally called Cabbage Night in America. Anyone want a petition to change it back? Pumpkins are actually fruits. So does that mean pie is healthy? It is said that kids born on Halloween can speak with spirits. Let's keep them away from me. Did you know that if you divide a pumpkin by its diameter, you get pumpkin pie? This has been Fisher's Fun Facts on Friday. As always, have a wonderful weekend, Highlands, and a happy Halloween.
Thanks, Fish. Thank you all so much to those of you who dressed up and donated to the Ray of Sunshine Foundation. This year's winners: 4th place, Mr. Ewald; 3rd place, Mrs. Kearns; 2nd, Eckerly; 1st place, the Spanish teachers.
If you didn't put everyone in a Halloween spirit for tomorrow, then I don't know what will.
Monday, for lunch we will be having chicken nuggets or mini corn dogs with carrot sticks, applesauce, and potato chips with milk, juice box, or bottled water. That's going to be all we have for you today at Highlands. Thank you so much for showing your support and tuning in today. For the second news show of 2020, I'm Marissa Bowen.
And I'm Savannah King.
Don't eat too much candy, and remember to stay safe out there, Highlands. Have a great Halloween.